This list sucks. This list sucks. This list sucks. This list sucks. It sucks.
It's nice to hear that one again.
It is. I mean, I already kind of missed the Christmas one.
Yeah, that was a fun one to do.
Should we do Christmas in July?
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it like, bi-yearly. We'll do it in July, and then we'll save it for next year's Christmas episode.
I'm not going to lie, because you knocked Christmas so hard out of the park. There was a part of me that I was desperately hoping that you would have done an Auld Lang Syne.
I know, I should have done it. I feel bad now.
No, don't feel bad.
Surprise.
Fooled you.
Yeah.
Happy New Year's,
save
everyone.
some up. Yeah. Happy New Year's.
Yeah. Because eventually we're going to have bonus themes for like the Star Spangled Banner for the 4th of July bonus episode.
There's lots of holidays coming up.
We'll have some weird romantic one for Valentine's Day.
I've already been working on that one. It's going to be like an R&B version.
Like the
slow sexiest
jam.
thing you've ever heard. Yeah.
I can't wait. Yeah. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome
Definitely.
back to This List Sucks. I'm Mike.
2020 is over. I'm JB.
Thank God it's over. But
What
even
a year.
the year as a whole just kind of blew. But
Yeah.
the good news, if there's good news behind this, is like we were treated to a lot of good music still came out.
Definitely.
And I think a lot of great music came out that wouldn't have come out if we weren't in a quarantine.
Yeah. And
Right.
I agree with you. I mean, including quarantine themed music.
Absolutely.
But there were good things. I had good things happen. The podcast probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for COVID.
Yeah, and we've talked about that, and so
yeah,
it's a good thing. But because we're at the end of the year, we got two more bonus episodes, and we're gonna drop them both here before we get back to the big list, which will be next Friday. We'll go back to the big list, starting at 450 and working our way back down.
Yes.
But this week, because it's the end of the year, because of New Year's, Rolling Stone also made another shitty list. And this,
believe it or not,
go figure. That's what they seem to do best. This shitty list is the top 50 songs of the year 2020. And so instead, like, we can't talk about 50 songs and even try to keep this remotely bonus. Like it's almost bonus because it's too big if we talk about all 50 songs individually.
Yeah, for those who listened to the Christmas episode, we were like, this will be about 30 minutes.
Yeah, super sorry.
An hour and a half later.
We overshot that one badly.
Yeah, so we're not gonna let that happen tonight.
No, we're not. We're keeping ourselves on track. And what we're going to do with these 50 is we're basically breaking them up into 5 chunks, right? And we'll tell you all 10 of the songs in each one of the 10 chunk segments. But then instead of talking about each song individually, we're going to pick out the highlights for us.
Yeah.
And as we get closer to the top of the list, we're going to squeeze in more than just a couple of songs because they were the best songs and there's plenty up there to talk about.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, there were songs on this list that I wasn't as passionate about, but I mean, it is a best of the year list. So all of these songs are pretty good. I mean, there's a reason not all of them, but there's a reason most of these songs are on the list.
Yeah.
So
you get a semblance for why they're here.
Most of them are probably worth talking about, but like Mike said, we're just going to go in depth on the ones that really stuck out to us.
Yeah.
So
kind of like what we do with albums, right? I mean, if you're not going to go through and listen to all 50 of these songs, which I think you could do, I think it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
It's a worthwhile adventure. It's only a few hours worth of listening.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to do that, we'll at least give you some highlights to hit.
Some suggestions.
Yeah,
definitely. So with that being said, we'll kick it off at number 50. I'm just going to read off the first group of 10. So this is the bottom 10. Starting at number 50 is Fleetwood Mac Dreams. Number 49, Carolyn Rose, Feel the Way I Want. Number 48, Sam Hunt, Hard to Forget. 47 is Jarvis, House Music All Night Long. 46 is Bill Callahan's Pigeons. 45 is Charlie XCX's Claws. 44, Trace Mountains, Lost in the Country. 43, Dojo Cat featuring Nicki Minaj, Say So. 42, J Balvin's Azul. And 41, John Prine's I Remember Everything. So even in this first top 10, there were a couple really, really good tunes for me, at least.
Me too.
50 is worth noting. I mean,
yeah,
it's Fleetwood Mac Dreams. When was this song originally released? Like, I'm sure it says in the description here.
I want to say 1972.
Crazy that this is on this list. I guess it's because of some TikTok video
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Of some guy skateboarding or something. But you know what? If it gets people in this day and age listening to Fleetwood Mac, I'm all for it.
Well, and especially this Fleetwood Mac. I mean, come on. Like
Yeah.
this is so 77 is when Rumors came out. This is on Rumors.
Definitely.
Rumors is on our big list, and it's way
Guaranteed.
high up on the big list.
Do you
I'm
know where
pretty
it is?
sure. I think it's 10.
Top 10?
I mean, it's way high up there.
I can see it. I mean, that's
Obscenely
an album
high.
you always hear when people are talking about the best albums.
Yeah, when they're talking about and especially when they're talking about Fleetwood Mac. I mean, that's
Oh,
their
yeah.
epitome. So I don't hate this being on here, but at the same time, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's like, obviously, yeah, not
because
not
there
for
is
2020.
there is a massive snub on this list, and I don't want to talk about it until we get to the top 10, because the snub is it should have been probably the number 2 song of the year for me, as opposed to the number 2 song that they selected. But I'm going to save that one for the end, and I promise I'll come
Cool.
back to it.
Sounds good.
But for me in here, and I'm not going to break my rule. If I told you to go out and listen to one song in this first block of 10, go listen to Doja Cat.
Hell yeah. Say so. Great tune.
It's a jam. Like there's and just so that you know, what Rolling Stone says about it is they call it a high gloss bit of chick biting retro disco. And
Yeah.
that's a pretty good description right there. Because it does feel retro disco-y, but it's super catchy.
Super good harmonies.
Yes. And the Nicki Minaj feature is a lot of fun.
I like her.
I like Nicki Minaj as a feature way more than like
I'm not
going to listen to an entire Nicki Minaj.
When I
album
say
or
I like
something.
her, I don't know that I've even really listened to a lot of her stuff.
Yeah.
I really love her verse, not to get too off topic here, but I really love her verse on Monster, Kanye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, and
good.
that's what I mean. Like, I love her as a feature.
Yeah.
She
really
works
shines.
unbelievably well as a feature. How about you? What'd you like?
So Say So was definitely one of the highlights for me. And I can't argue with that if you're going to listen to one. But I also I'm a big John Prine fan, and I remember everything, even though that did not come out in 2020, I don't think. No, definitely not. 2018. But we did lose John Prine to COVID-19 this year. So
Rest in peace.
yes, absolutely. But
I loved that song too, by the way.
such a good song. There's even a line I want to the chorus lyric was, I miss you in the morning light like roses miss the dew. Love it. His voice is just so personable, and he just sounds so genuine and approachable, I guess. That's what I wrote down. Approachable. He just sounds like a real human being.
Yeah.
And I just love it.
He's a master songwriter.
Definitely.
And the guitar work on this song, I thought the guitar work was beautiful.
Yeah. He has a really solid acoustic style.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those guys that you can kind of tell it's him.
Yes, absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah. So check out Say So. Check out I Remember Everything by John Prine. And if you want to listen to some of this and listen to Dreams again. You've heard it 1,000 times, but it's worth listening to again.
To my dismay, Charlie XCX's song Claws was not even about White Claws at all. Super bummed.
The fuck? Come on, Charlie.
Just get it together.
Get on the fucking train. All right. What do you say? You want to go on to the next block?
Let's move on.
All right. So the next group of 10 is going to start with The Pretenders. The title of the song, You Can't Hurt a Fool. Number 39, the song Boy You by Fennec. Number 38, If You're... Wait. Oh, shit. I can't even...
If you're too shy, let me know.
Thank you. If You're Too Shy, Let Me Know by the 1975. Number 37, Seven Summers by Morgan Wallen. Number 36, Lil Cease from West Side Gun and Amari Caesar. Number 35, Tyler Childers' song Long Violent History. And number 34 was Roddy Ricch, The Box. Number 33 was Mood by 24K Golden. Number 32, Murphy's Law by Royson Murphy. And actually, I know that I'm pronouncing that wrong. Like, that's an Irish name. Super sorry.
I can't correct you, so don't worry about it.
31 is 3 a.m. Stripped by Halsey.
This might have been maybe the
weakest block. For you.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. There's a couple that really stick out to me on this one, though. I think we're gonna agree the one that stuck out to both of us probably the most was Childers.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Long Violent History by Tyler Childers.
You got to listen to that song. Again, we've both admitted neither one of us are big lyrics guys. I'm trying to become more of a lyrics attention
growing.
payer. Yeah, we're trying to get better for those people that really love lyrics. And this is one of those songs that you need to read the lyrics.
Yeah, you got to pull them up. That's what I did at least. Is like
Yeah.
I kind of pulled them up, and I mean I listened to the song like probably 5 times.
Yeah.
I listened to all these songs probably 5 times. Some of them, even the ones I didn't like at first. You listen to a song 5 times, you're going to start to kind of like it a little bit.
Well,
Not
yeah.
always.
No, I mean, not always. Like some of these, you're not going to find anything.
But yeah, the lyrics on this song, I mean,
I'm looking at you, Morgan Wallen.
right. Oh God. Don't listen to that one.
Yeah, this one to me was I probably thought 30 through 20 were a weaker set of 10 for me. Because in addition to I'm With You, on Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
But the Pretenders song at number 40, You Can't Hurt a Fool, is really, really great. And the Pretenders have been around for a really long time. And not the same way that Stevie Nicks is instantly recognizable. I feel the same way about Chrissy Hynde.
Super unique. Yeah.
Her voice is there's just something about it, something about the tenor. And I love the fact that the Pretenders are still making really good music, because that's what this is.
Are you pretty familiar with the Pretenders?
No, not as familiar as I need to be.
Yeah. No, me neither.
But
Yeah.
it's music that if you put on any Pretenders album, I'm not going to turn it off. I'm not going to ask a disparaging question about, who the hell is this or what is this trash?
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
But good tune. Really love the chorus on it. Definitely a good hook on there. And it almost kind of like there's aspects of soul to it.
Yeah.
But then there's like country guitar.
Yes.
Cool.
It's
combination.
It's a really eclectic. It's an eclectic sound all
Big
the way
time.
around. So
yeah.
And check those out.
To go back to Long Violent History, like the song itself, I mean, it's a pretty good song. Don't get me wrong, but it's pretty par for the course in terms of that style of music. Like nothing about the music, it really stands out. It's really about the lyrics.
Yes.
And he just showed like a certain level of maturity and just maybe like self-awareness on that song. You don't see a lot in that genre.
Yeah, you don't. It's a protest song, right?
Yeah.
It's basically
It's a Black Lives Matter.
It's
song.
a Black Lives Matter song
Yeah.
written by a white guy from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Which is,
and I like how he kind of said like, what if this was us? Like, how many times would they have to do this before we would fucking go down and murder them with 30-06s? And he's like, it would take like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And how many hundreds or thousands, or I don't even want to underquote that number.
Yeah.
But
of black folks have been killed
right
by cops.
So,
yeah. It's just super powerful. And again, dig into the lyrics and just respect for what it is, and respect for voicing an opinion, especially for that genre of music that it's probably not widely held or super popular.
Courageous.
Yeah.
Of him to do
super
that.
Courageous, especially for a young guy, because he's not old.
So yeah.
So
listen to
check
You
those
Can't Hurt a Fool, listen to Long Violent History, and you'll get what you need to out of that block, I would say.
Yes.
I mean, Murphy's Law, I kind of liked. It was a catchy tune, but not going to say a whole lot about that one.
Yeah. It's a fun dance tune.
Yeah.
The Halsey one's cool. Like they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
But do the Pretenders and do Tyler Childers.
Do it.
You'll dig it.
Moving on to the next group of 10 here. Starting at number 30 is RMR's Rascal. 29 is Moody Man, Taken Away. 28 is Francis Quinlan, Your Reply. 27 rather is Jane Aiko. Hope I pronounced that properly.
Dude, you nailed it.
Pussy Fairy, OTW, On the Way. 26 is Curtis Waters featuring Harm Franklin, Stunnin'. 25 is Haley Witters, Janice at the Hotel Bar. 24 is Drake featuring Lil Durk, Laugh Now, Cry Later. 23 is Oxlade's Away. 22 is Caribou's You and I. And 21 is Mac Miller, Good News. What stuck out to you in this group, Mike?
Kind of twofold. Actually, I'm just gonna go with Haley Witters. Janice at the Hotel Bar, and shout out to Haley Witters, Iowa girl,
Iowa native.
Yeah, we do this podcast from the middle of the frozen tundra that is Iowa, and it's fun to see. It's fun to see other Iowa folks come up on this list.
You did say there are 2 Iowa on this list, right?
There is 2.
Did you end up remembering that other one, or is it?
Yes, I did.
Are we going to save it? Is it coming up?
It's coming up.
Okay, we didn't pass it, is what I'm making sure.
Yeah, exactly. No, we didn't pass it. Listen, Haley Witters is a songwriter, and from what I could collect off my just not even scratching the surface internet looking. Like, she's written a ton of songs for a bunch of people, and it sounds
She's pretty young, right?
yeah. But pretty prolific.
Like, she's written for other popular artists.
For other popular artists, yeah. And now she's doing her own stuff, and
she has a good voice. She deserves to be doing her own thing, I would say.
I agree. And her songwriting it's really, really good. And this is another one of those songs I connected with it because, you know, my wife works, right? She's a working woman, and this is one of those songs that, I don't know, like, it's got a great message, a really, really good message about, you know, don't just live other people's dreams, like, do what you want to do and live a good life.
And like, you know, the chorus line is, make a good living, but don't forget to make a good life.
Yeah. And it's just
bumper sticker level.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
It is bumper sticker level, but it's also, I don't know, this is going to sound even dumber than bumper sticker. It's fucking chicken noodle soup for the heart type of shit.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Definitely.
You know? And I think it's good.
But yeah, I like that one a lot. Number 30, Rascal. So that's just a Rascal Flatts song. Did you know that?
No.
Literally, it's just a Rascal Flatts song. The song is God Bless the Broken Road. I'll show it to you after we can't play it on the podcast because we get taken off YouTube. But I'll show it. So just go listen to that song and then go listen to Rascal Flatts, which I'm not like a diehard Rascal Flatts fan or anything, but that is actually kind of a beautiful song. It took me like 4 or 5 times of having to play it at weddings because I play in weddings bands occasionally. Before I was like, you know what, this is actually kind of a nice song. But it is. It's like a nice little country ballad. Lots of piano. And that's what this is, except for they changed the lyrics to be like "fuck the boys in blue" and stuff.
Oh, that's this song. That's "Fuck 112"
fuck
or "Fuck 12,"
fuck
right?
12, yeah,
"Fuck 12," "Fuck 12."
But it is like a straight up, like it's not like they're sampling it. It's like they just took the exact song and put different words to it. That's all it is. So,
that's funny, actually.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. I think it's clever.
It's kind of clever. And listen, I also, honorable mention for me out of this, number 22, "You and I" by Caribou. It's listen, not for everyone.
No,
not for everyone. In fact, definitely not even for JB.
It wasn't really for me.
No,
but Mike liked it.
Listen, I sometimes like it when artists do something. I love it when there's an expectation for something to happen, and then that expectation gets just shattered.
Yes.
For no good reason either.
You mean when he gives you blue balls, is what you're saying.
This song repeatedly does that, right?
Yes.
It's like the blue balls of bass drops just nonstop. And the weirdest thing is it's not as though, you know, it build. And then when you're waiting for this massive drop to happen and you're like, yeah, this is going to be amazing. He doesn't even just go back to what he was doing before that was building. It's just like,
it's different.
It's just a totally different map, right?
Yeah.
He turns the page on the landscape.
And as counterpoint to that, it just seemed a little disjointed to me. It seemed like he was, and like, obviously that's what it is, but it seemed like he was trying too hard to make it that way. Yeah. And maybe for me, it didn't work. It was too much of like trying not to adhere to the norms in that style of music. And it's almost like he just did that intentionally to not be normal, which, I mean, at some point, just give us the bass drop.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm comfortable with it. So listen, that one is, you just gotta, I mean, take it for a spin if you want. And if you get 2 minutes in and you don't get it, just stop right there. It's not going to get better for you.
It stays the same. What did you think of, what'd you think of "Stunnin'"? That was the only reason I mention it is because it's like I think it may be the only Nepalese artist that I've ever listened to.
That you've ever listened to?
Yeah. I did not like the song, to be clear. I didn't like it at all. In fact, I wrote down, I want to slap this kid in the face.
I thought it was kind of an earworm.
Definitely.
I'm
a pretty boy, I'm stunning.
Yeah.
But too much for me. I didn't like it. I want to smack him. But
the beat was cool. I was into the beat. But,
I get you. Yeah.
But once the beat's gone, like,
I'm out. Nepalese artist, that was kind of cool. I wrote that down.
No, absolutely. All right. So moving on, after Mac Miller at number 20, we get Rina Sawayami, STFU. Shut the fuck up.
Mhm.
Number 19, we got Selena Gomez trying to bury herself into our fucking brains with Cut You Off.
Yes.
Number 18, Perfume Genius, Describe. Number 17, Phoebe Bridgers, smashing Kyoto. Number 16, The Gaga with Stupid Love. Love that song. Number 15, we got Bad Bunny featuring Joel and Randy Negro Flow. Jesus, that's a mouthful. The name of the song is Saphira.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say Saphira. Number 14, Da Baby featuring Roddy Ricch, Rockstar. Number 13, Blackpink featuring Selena Gomez, Ice Cream. Number 12, Meg Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce with that Savage remix. Number 11, Miley Cyrus, Midnight Sky.
Gotta love it.
There's bangers up in here.
Yes.
Top 20, we're starting to get real.
Yeah,
starting to get real.
This is good shit.
Yeah. What do you like?
I liked a lot of them on this stretch here.
Yep.
The first one I want to mention, I don't really know if I actually liked it, but it was a unique song. It was STFU.
Yeah.
Started out like straight up heavy metal.
Yeah.
Like the guitar, I thought it was like a speed metal band or something. Not speed
like
metal,
Death Heaven or something.
Yeah. And then it's
screamo.
And then it's like pop.
Yeah.
like and she's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Over and over again.
Hard change of gears. Have you heard anything else by her?
No, I haven't.
You should check out that album. You should check out the album that this is on. It's a weird eclectic mix. Cool stuff though. Like some of it you'd have to call almost like alternative is probably what you'd have to call the album as a whole, just because of the way that she bounces around.
That makes sense.
Different sounds and genres.
Because some of like the verse on this, it kind of reminded me of like some of the 90s like rock, alt rock with the female vocals, like maybe not even 90s, but it kind of reminded me of like Evanescence a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I
maybe
get that.
even Alanis Morissette on some of her harder stuff.
Yes, I get that too.
Yeah.
Get both of those. And I don't disagree with you. For me, and listen, we'll talk about all these, but a song that if you haven't heard, you have to go out and listen to it right now is Kyoto from Phoebe Bridger.
Yeah, good tune.
Dude, it's just a banger. I mean, it's a really good song.
Like poppy indie rock done really, really, really well.
Unbelievably well.
Yeah.
And if you're into singers, songwriters that have more of that kind of not folksy, but indie type of flair to it.
Yeah.
This is going to be right up your butt.
There's maybe a little folk aspect to it.
A little bit.
See that.
Yeah, kind of.
I loved the trumpet on that. That
The
stuck
trumpets,
out. Her
yeah.
voice is really nice.
Mhm.
There was a cool like recording technique on that. Her voice just had, I don't know what the technique was, but her voice just had this crispness to it. I don't know if it was like doubled up or something, but
Yeah, I don't know either.
it was
Because
good.
the whole album is like that. The whole album is mixed in a very similar fashion.
Okay.
And Kyoto's a standout, but that entire album is really, really good. And it's made a number of like best albums of 2020, like that. That Phoebe Bridger album is it's posting on most of them.
Probably on Rolling Stone's best albums of 2020.
Of 2020, it is.
We talked about doing that one, but that would have taken way too long.
Yes,
we got to get back to our Big Daddy list.
Yeah,
I did want to mention Selena Gomez, Cut You Off. Selena Gomez has 2 songs on this in this block of 10.
Yeah,
because she's featured on the
she's featured on Blackpink. Yeah,
yeah, but Cut You Off. I mean, I've always just kind of written off Selena Gomez for the most part. I never really gave her a second thought, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
but I was pretty impressed by that song. It had this kind of like start-stop kind of groove with the beat, and I think you had mentioned before you kind of liked the beat a little bit on it.
It is,
but yeah, I mean, if nothing else, like I didn't fall in love with it, but I would never have given her like a second listen, and I was super impressed by it. There was a really cool guitar solo on it. Nice chord progression. I dug it.
I'm with you. And I mean, again, we talked about one, but at this point in the list, I'm going to talk about more than that because I love Kyoto. And then you have already heard Savage, but just go out and listen to it 28 more times.
Savage is a fun one. I blared it in the car a few times this week.
It's a fucking banger, dude. And it's so good. And I remember when that song first came out, like my daughter was over and I had to ask my daughter what a ratchet was.
It's like an adjective, right?
No, it's like a ratchet's like a, I think, fuck, dude, I don't know. I'm assuming that a Ratchet is like kind of like a standby type girl. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that
Like
does.
kind of like a hood rat,
Gotcha.
kind of hood ratty.
I think
that's what a Ratchet is.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, super catchy though. And she's another one that has 2 entries on this list. You'll see what that is.
Yeah, you
coming
will.
up.
Yeah,
You might be able to guess.
Yes.
Um,
But then in addition to Savage, Midnight Sky.
yeah, we
from
both
Miley
love that one.
Cyrus.
That's what I was just about to say.
It's so cool. What Miley Cyrus did on this most recent album is, and I've listened to this album a bunch. I'm gonna listen to it a bunch more because it's cool. And I hope that she stays in this lane because I think that
she's found herself.
Yeah, this is a really good wheelhouse for her, and her voice, the way that her voice has developed it's really cool, and I hope she stays with it.
I love that rasp to her voice. That it just
that's
seems
what
to
I
get
mean. Like she's
more
got
and more pronounced.
Yeah, and she's I don't know if she's smoking like 18 packs a week.
If she is, keep it up, Miley. Don't quit. Never quit. Don't be a quitter.
Stop smoking.
It's gonna ruin it. But I love her. And was this your favorite song on that album? Midnight Sky.
Yeah, it's top 3.
Yeah, there's some good tunes on there.
It's definitely top 3. But there's like I love the song that she does with Joan Jett. Like the Joan Jett song on that album is really cool, and I also really enjoy the remix of this Midnight Sky that they do with Edge of 17 is really, really cool too. That's fun.
I haven't heard that one.
Check it out.
Will do.
Because they throw Edge of 17 in with this. And so every time in the original Midnight Sky where you're like, oh man, that kind of sounds like Stevie Nicks, like they just throw Stevie Nicks into the remix.
Cool.
And it's fucking rad.
Well, Stevie Nicks is featured on that album too.
Yeah, in that song.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
They call it Edge of Midnight.
Oh, so it's just like a mashup.
Basically,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
but done really, really well.
There's a couple I want to make other quick mentions to before we move on. I really like Describe, which was Perfume Genius.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know people were making like shoegaze music these days, and like that was becoming popular. I'm a big fan of My Bloody Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
You ever listen to those guys?
Yep.
What's the album? Now I feel stupid that there's one album that I bet it's the top 100 on the big list. There's a really famous My Bloody Valentine album.
You think so?
Yeah. I'll look it up. We don't have to keep talking about it, but Describe was for me had some My Bloody Valentine vibes to it.
Yeah.
Catchy tune.
It's a cool song. Lyrically, there's not much there, but I love the ambient ending to it. And by the way, Perfume Genius, born in Des Moines, Iowa.
That's what we were talking about.
That's
okay.
right. Lived here until he was 7, and then he moved out to Seattle. So there's no way that he would own Iowa roots. But yeah, born and raised, born in Des Moines, moved to Seattle when he was a young boy. So
it's one guy. It's not a band. It's like a bedroom kind of recording guy. He does it all himself.
Correct. Yeah.
Loveless. That's the album by My Bloody Valentine. You know that one?
No.
Check it out.
Right.
I guarantee it's on the list, actually.
And for the record, ratchet is a slang term that refers to an uncouth woman.
Oh, I know some of those.
Bougie, ratchet, savage.
And then the last one, I did like Stupid Love. We're both Gaga fans.
I love Gaga.
Yeah.
I'm Gaga for Gaga.
I dig Gaga's like brand of rock, which I mean, it's like a dance tune, but it's also a rock tune. I will forgive her for this, but it is a little reminiscent of Born This Way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's like the same chord progression, same feel, but I liked it. Good tune.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I'm always willing to go on. I'm always willing to go on a ride with her. Always.
Should we hit the top 10?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Number 10, The Chicks, Gaslighter.
They used to be Dixie.
Yeah, formerly Dixie Chicks. Number 9 is Harry Styles, Adore You. Number 8 is Fiona Apple's Ladies. Number 7, BTS, Dynamite. Number 6, Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now. Love it. Number 5, Taylor Swift, August. Number 4 is The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. Number 3 is Christine and the Queens, People I've Been Sad. Number 2 is Bob Dylan, Key West, in parentheses, Philosopher Pirate. And number 1 is Cardi B featuring Megan Thee Stallion, Wet Ass Pussy.
Wop, 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 wop.
Boom. Of course it is. What else would it be?
There is no other song that could be number one. So let's just talk about parking that Big Mac truck in my little garage.
There's a lot of quotable lines
This
from that
fucking
song.
song, dude. This
I'm afraid
song,
we might get like an explicit stamp if I say too many of them. But
listen, if you haven't heard Wet Ass Pussy, crank it up.
you've probably heard it though.
Yeah, you probably have. And if you haven't seen the video for Wet Ass Pussy, go watch the video too, because that's a ton of fun. No, dude, listen, it's a great song.
Yeah, it's a good song. Yeah, the thing that it seems like comes across super silly at first. I mean, it kind of is, and it's obviously over the top, raunchy, and vulgar, totally intentional. But there's actually some like serious rap flow coming from both of them. Like in this.
Listen,
one.
Megan Thee Stallion is fucking legit.
She is. But
like,
Cardi B also like had some serious like rhythm to
I agree
what she was saying.
And the knock on Cardi, or at least the knock on Cardi for me, was that on her debut album, she didn't write any of that, right?
Yeah.
Like most of that was ghost written. And so for me, when I found out that a lot of that was ghost written, I was kind of bummed.
Yeah, definitely. That kind of takes away from it. Did she write this? Do you know?
Well, that's where I'm going. I'm fucking assuming at this point that she went ahead and crafted this.
There's some hilarious lines. I love when she's talking about it and she's like, "Pussy A1, just like his credit. He's got a beard. I want to wet it."
The whole thing. I mean, the whole thing. It's super raunchy, super over the top, and I love every second of it. And I want more.
Some people like to do innuendos, make it subtle. Cardi B doesn't do that shit.
No,
she's
Cardi does not play with innuendo at all. So definitely check out some Wet Ass Pussy. Anytime that you get the opportunity to do that, and you should check out this song as well. So, in addition to that, I mean, there's so much here to talk about.
There's some good ones.
Harry Styles at number 9. Again, we talked about this because this album came up on the list. I do like this song. It got a lot of radio play, but this is one that I'm in. Like, I'm super in.
And I remember when we talked about this album, one of my complaints was that some of it seemed kind of lifeless. Like it seemed kind of forced, and like it was relying too heavily on production.
Mm-hmm.
But here you can really hear the emotion in his voice. He really sounds like a legit singer on this one. Yep. Although it wasn't my favorite tune on the album.
No.
I remember the one that stuck out in my memory. I didn't even look back at it. Was Canyon Moon. I think that was maybe my favorite tune on that.
The whole back half of that album to me is why it belonged. On the
big list.
Yeah, it made me understand why they put it on the big list, because the back half of that album is really fucking cool. I mean, he does some wild things on it, but
pretty psychedelic.
Yes, very much so. I mean, very experimental, and he's trying to get weird, or at least as weird as you can get when you're a pop star of his stature that is known for making pop music.
Yeah, you got to stay within certain lane.
Yeah, you gotta be respectful of that. But that song's wonderful. The king on this section for me, outside of Wet Ass Pussy, that is on this list, is Ladies.
Ladies. Super
so
good. We love that whole album, both of us. And I actually think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think that maybe that record, Fetch the Bolt Cutters, is number 1 on Rolling Stone's list of the best albums of 2020.
If it's not number 1, I've read multiple of those lists as well. And if it's not number 1, it's usually number 2. And I know that when the New York Times put together their best of 2020, they put Sufjan Stevens
as number 1.
Above Fetch the Bolt Cutters, which I don't think that I can really get down and agree with that. For me, my top albums of this year, well, I kind of want to table that, but she's definitely one of the top 2. And I could probably interchange.
Did you ever check out the Sufjan record at all?
No,
I didn't listen to the new one. I do like Sufjan Stevens, but we don't need to get off topic though. I'm sure. I bet he has at least one on the big list. So we'll hit that when we cross that bridge when we come to it. But lots of really good tunes. Blinding Lights was a big highlight for me.
Yeah.
The Weeknd, really, really, really catchy tune. Super simple though, like simplistic arrangement. It's just like a couple synths, a drum track, and his voice
and
really.
his voice.
Yeah.
But his voice smashes. And listen, my note and what I would tell you about this is Gaga and him are the king and queen of the fucking dance floor.
Yeah, big time.
Because if you put on any song by him or by her, and you've got lights and you got people that want to shake their ass, it's gonna work.
Yeah,
you're not gonna miss.
The Weeknd seems like a guy that he just gets bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Well,
he's going to be an icon,
dude. He's making a ton of music too.
Yeah, he's prolific.
Like he's just pumping out a lot of music, which is wild for a guy that's as popular as he is in pop music.
Yeah,
you know, to be that prolific.
It's truly a fantastic song, though. Not even my normal genre that I listen to. Not that I pigeonhole myself to a normal genre, but really, really great. Just a fantastic sample of a dance pop tune.
Yep.
It manages to have kind of a classic vibe to it. It almost sounds like 80s a little bit.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, that's what you're starting to see more and more pop music that's reaching for that late 70s, early to mid 80s kind of retro type sound. Taylor Swift, listen, August is great. I love both the records that she's put out this year. I'm surprised that they went with August as opposed to Cardigan, because Cardigan got crushed by top 40 radio, but I don't even care.
Yeah, you still loved it.
Yeah,
I barely checked out her records this year, to tell you the truth.
You should really listen to Folklore. It's really good.
Evermore is the brand new one, right?
Yes.
Have you got into that one much? Yeah. Folklore is better.
Not as deep as I have into Folklore. But
I liked August. It was almost like a progressive rock tune. I mean, it wasn't rock, it was folk, but it was like, but you know, remember that? Like it like progressive rock, how that's defined is like music that moves to a new section and doesn't return to like the previous section, as opposed to typical song structure, which is like verse, chorus, bridge, double chorus, you know.
Yeah.
But this is progressive. So like she kind of, it had a build to it, and it culminated in a motif that didn't appear till the end, and it built up and served as the it wasn't an outro, it was like a final section of the song. So I think that she's doing the progressive thing. She's growing. To me, she just continues to grow as a songwriter and as a crafter of music. Yeah. Right. And that's impressive. She put out 2 this year. Yeah. I mean, I guess what else are you doing though? Yeah. Right. Yeah. And luckily she's making really, really good music. So yeah. Don't Start Now. Yep. Dua Lipa tune. Yeah. I wasn't trying to tell you something. No. Here, Don't Start Now. Yeah, another earworm. Yeah. Like super, super catchy earworm. I don't know that yeah, listen, I'm fine with that. I dug it, man. I'm cool with the position of it. It does this really cool like beat, like bass drop. It kind of builds up on the chorus with this like melody she's singing, and then it drops down to just drums and a real poppy like bass. The bass guitar was super cool. I thought I wasn't sure. Did you appreciate that? Yeah, it was fine. I thought it was well done. It wasn't anything that stood out to me. Gotcha. In a big way. But yeah, I would listen. Probably should just listen to this entire top 10. I would say. Yeah, the only song on this top 10 that I'm not really super crazy about is People Have Been Sad by Christine and the Queens. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't mentioned that one yet. I did like it, but it just seems weirdly placed. And what was your reason for not liking it? I feel like the only reason why it was this high on the list was because it's a quarantine song. Yeah. And it's like, this was the quarantine year. And so you got to have a quarantine song. And I mean, listen, vocals are like, the synth beats on that are super catchy. The vocals are solid. Yeah. I fucking hated quarantine. And I don't really want to go back to quarantine. Right. Because Fiona Apple made her record. And it wasn't about quarantine. Yeah. But she didn't talk about fucking quarantine. Right. So your argument is music should be our escape from these problems we're having and not highlighting the issues in our lives. Now there's a place for that. Yeah. Topically, listen, you can explore it. I'm not saying that you can't explore it. Trey did it on a bunch of songs on Lonely Trip. Yeah. Right. But not in such a gloomy, not pessimistic, but you know, it just wasn't as, it was more veiled. Right. And if you're going to talk about this type of stuff, then let's talk about, I don't know. Yeah,
Just not this way.
I get you though.
Just not this way.
Key West, number 2.
Yeah, I don't fucking love that. I don't love the
Yeah.
placement of it.
Yeah,
I don't like this. I don't really.
it's a tough one.
The song is okay, but you know,
I think it's a good song, but I told Mike this before the podcast, and he agreed, which is that there's no fucking way this song would even be popular today. I mean, obviously because it's Bob Dylan, but it wouldn't even be on this list at all. I mean, the song itself is not like, in my opinion, is not super notable. I mean, it's a decent song. It
It's
has
too
nice
fucking long.
lyrics. It's 9 fucking minutes long or
Yeah.
more. you
yeah,
know?
it's like 9.5 minutes, and it sounds like Desolation Row.
Yes. That's what
Only his voice is not there anymore.
Yeah.
And what I would tell you is, I love Bob Dylan,
yeah.
but if I want to listen to Bob Dylan, I'm going to go listen to Highway 61 Revisited. I'm
Mhm.
going to go listen to Blonde on Blonde.
Yeah.
I'm going to go listen to Blood on the Tracks. I'm going to go listen to the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan.
And I'm not against, like, hearing the music he's making at this point in his life, but it just, it seems a little high.
I'm
Like
gonna
number 2.
I'm actually going to say this. I am over it.
You're over it?
Yeah. And I've told people this all the time because I've seen Dylan in concert.
Me too.
And you can go to a Bob Dylan show and look at Bob Dylan, and that's cool.
But you're not really hearing. Well, it's not like his voice. The thing for me is like, not like he ever had a particularly good voice. Let's be honest. It's Bob Dylan. It's unique. It sounds like him, but
I've never disliked Dylan's voice.
yeah,
It's not wonderful, but this version of Bob Dylan's voice it's hard, right?
it's hard to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's hard
he
to get
sounds
through.
like he sounds like he's coughing up phlegm a couple times throughout the song, and
yeah,
it's
it's
But
a struggle.
It is endearing though. I said, and I think there's something to that, but I get what you're saying. I get your point too.
Yeah. Now, notably, what's missing from this list, JB?
You want me to say it?
Yeah.
Run the Jewels.
Fucking thank you.
Yes.
What the fuck, man?
Mike's
What
a
the
gigantic Run the Jewels fan.
Yeah,
Die hard.
I am a huge Run the Jewels fan, and look at Rolling Stone's list of the best albums of this year,
It's
and I
probably on
fucking guarantee you that it's probably in the top 5, maybe in the top 3.
Yeah.
It's probably not in the top 2, but I can almost fucking guarantee you it's in the top 5. And you don't put a single goddamn song on here.
Seems weird. I agree.
You put Tyler Childers' Black Lives Matter song on here, and there's other songs on this list that are at least tangentially related to Black Lives Matter, and
you don't put RTJ
and you don't put fucking Run the Jewels on there.
And
That's
honestly,
crazy
like
to me.
you're gonna hate it that I say this, but I've barely listened to Run the Jewels. But I totally agree. Like that, I've heard about that record from so many people this year, and so many people love it. So many of my friends that I respect their musical opinions, love that record. Like, obviously, there should be at least one tune from that on here.
Listen, go. If you want a recommendation, go out and listen to the song "Walking in the Snow,"
Okay.
which is the 5th track on Run the Jewels 4, or the track right after that is a song called Just. And either one of those songs, maybe both of them, should have been on this fucking list, and they probably should have. I would easily replace either one, Walking in the Snow or Just, and I would probably take Just first, just because it has a Zach De La Rocha feature, which Zach De La Rocha, his features on Run the Jewels, which he's done 3 or 4 of now, are all fucking exactly what you want to hear, because LP's beats they're very reminiscent of something that like metal kids from the 90s would really, really love and appreciate and dig into. And I've met so many people that never listen to hip hop, but they listen to Run the Jewels because it gives them that feeling of, yeah, I know this music and I love this music. And Just has that. It's got a fucking amazingly great hook, great flows, whatever.
I'll listen
Fuck
to it
you.
for sure.
Fuck you for not having Run the Jewels on this list, Rolling Stone.
My only
Fuck
question
you.
was, or my only thought was, maybe it's like a situation where, like, the album as a whole, when it was all put together, was such a fantastic album, but they couldn't like pick one song that they thought was stand out enough. But you're just okay.
I really appreciate you giving them the benefit of the doubt like that. But
Nah,
I
fuck
think
you, Rolling Stone.
yeah, no, I think they just fucked up. Like whoever edited this fucking list, you're fired, you dickhead.
Dude, yeah, I bet they were like sitting at the laptop getting ready to post it, and they're like, "Oh shit, guys, we fucking forgot Run the Jewels, and someone's like, we got a deadline. Just go for it.
Yeah. Just fucking punch it out, dude. It'll be fine.
Yeah. No one's gonna notice.
Fuck you.
No one
Fuck
listens.
you.
No one looks at these fucking shitty lists, anyways.
Any other snubs for you?
I was just thinking about that, but I don't think so. Nothing that comes to mind immediately.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else either that comes to mind instantly that I'm shocked that I don't see on here.
Yeah, I'm racking my brain right now, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, listen, there you have it, folks. Lots of stuff to go listen to, and as we both said, you could easily put this playlist, which search for it on Spotify. Top
There is
50
one on
songs of
Spotify,
2020.
yeah.
And you could easily put this. You could put this Bad Dog on shuffle, and you're not really going to be disappointed.
No,
Every
it's
once
pretty
in a while,
good.
you're
You
going
might
to catch
skip
a
a
turd.
couple tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and feel free to do that. But for me, it got me listening. I feel like I don't listen to a lot of new music, to tell you the truth. Like a lot of popular, current music. I don't do that all the time. So it got me listening to that. So, and there's some good stuff being made these days. So
Yeah.
it was a good year for music.
Absolutely.
Bad year for most other things.
Yeah. Certainly a bad year for live music.
Definitely.
So with that being said, thanks for listening.
Yes. Thank you so much. We are going to do another episode tonight. We're going to do a little episode that kind of references our main Big Daddy list that we're doing.
Mhm.
And we're going to do a snub list. It's going to be part one. It's just going to be some notable snubs that we have read about, and we've had some people send to us. So there will probably, I would say, highly likely be another snub list down the road, deeper in. But for now, we're just gonna do a little one, and that's coming up here in probably about 15-20 minutes.
Real soon. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Bye.